Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. So on today's show, I'll be giving you 6 tips on how to detail your car during the winter months. So without further ado, stay tuned. Let's go ahead and start the show. So hey guys, I'm Pan. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are having a great day. So as I said, today I'll be sharing 6 winter car detailing tips with you guys. As most of you probably all know by now, I'm from Canada, so up here in the Great White North, we get a lot of rain, snowfall, sleet, ice, all sorts of stuff, including road salt. And of course, well, that can affect your car, so we want to go ahead and protect it, and we want to also go ahead and detail the car during the winter months. So there are some basic steps that you guys need to follow, and I'm going to share those with you today. And by the way, I'll drop the links to all the products and tools that I'll talk about in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So tip number 1 is, of course, to protect your paint. Now, we all know that the vehicles are exposed to all the elements outside, whether it be the sun's UV rays, yes, even during winter. Of course, you get the road salt, you're going to get a bunch of rain, snow, sleet, ice, freezing rain, a bunch of stuff out there. So you want to protect your paintwork against those elements. So there are 3 main sources or forms of paint protection. So you have the traditional carnauba waxes, which will last typically from 2 to 3 months. You'll have the paint sealants, which are a synthetic formula. Those typically last anywhere from 5 to 6 months. And you have the third form, which ceramic coatings. So the coatings are entirely synthetic formulas. They're 2 to 3 times harder than your traditional clear coat on your vehicle, and they'll give extreme hydrophobic properties, meaning the water is going to bead off and sheet off the paint extremely well. They have self-cleaning properties, meaning that the vehicle is going to be a lot easier to clean during maintenance washes, which is a key thing about all 3 forms of protection. Protecting your paint makes it a lot easier to clean during those winter months, or of course during the rest of the year as well. So you have your traditional carnauba waxes. This one is from Swiss Wax. It's a very high quality. Of course, it's on the expensive side, but for those of you for whom money is no object, these are awesome. They're traditionally in paste form. Same thing goes with Angel Wax Enigma. This one here has the option of ceramic infusion. So there's a bit of SiO2 content in there for stronger durability. So a bit of that ceramic coating content. You also have some liquid waxes if you want to apply those a lot easier, or apply them with a dual action polisher. Then you move on, as we said, to the synthetic paint sealants. So typically they come in liquid form. So this is Jescar Power Lock Plus. I've reviewed a bunch of these products on my channel, but I'm just giving you a couple of examples today. In a spray form, now this is Meguiar's Ultimate Fast Finish. This is a very easy to apply paint sealant. One of my favorite new products for gloss and slickness. This one here will last from 1 to 2 months, but the hydrophobic properties is insane, but the gloss and slickness is very good. So this is a P&S Bead Maker. So very good product again. So this is a spray-on paint sealant. And then you have ceramic coatings, which I love and I apply on my own vehicles because the durability is upwards of 2 years or more, depending if you get prosumer grade products or professional grade ceramic coatings. So you have stuff like CarPro Sequartz UK 3.0. So CarPro is very well known for ceramic coatings. And you have Geon as well, who make excellent coatings, but there are many, many companies out there who make high quality coatings. Again, check out my channel. I've reviewed a bunch of those products and also give you tutorials on how to apply all these forms of paint protection. So once you've applied paint protection, of course, onto your paintwork and even on your wheels, if you want to apply protection to your wheels, well, it's going to be much easier to wash. And of course, you're going to protect all that finish against the elements. Now, step number 2 is to pre-wash your vehicle. So you're going to use some sort of a pre-treatment or pre-cleaner on your car before you actually start to wash it. So you have, of course, to make sure that you rinse the vehicle thoroughly, ideally with a pressure washer if you can, or a high pressured garden hose. That way you're going to remove the majority of the gunk that's already on the vehicle or the loose dirt and contaminants. And the second step is to use some sort of a pre-treatment, something like a citrus degreaser. So Citrus Power from Auto Finesse is one of the ones that I like. So you essentially spray this onto the panels and you let the product dwell for a couple of minutes before rinsing all over again. You can use an APC, so an all-purpose cleaner, whichever one you guys prefer. And there are also some great products like this Optimum Power Clean that you can apply straight out of the bottle with the spray nozzle, or You can apply this with a foam cannon onto your vehicle, or again, directly from the bottle, attaching this to your pressure washer. That's another great way of doing it. Or you can also use your pre-cleaners by putting them into a pump sprayer. So if you guys don't have a pressure washer with a foam cannon, you can use something like this IK Foam 1.5. This is a foaming trigger sprayer. So you essentially pump it up, and then there's a trigger right here, and you spray the stuff onto your vehicle. So a great economical way of spraying those products onto the paintwork. All right, so step number 3, if you don't have access to free-flowing water in order to do a traditional 2-bucket wash method, well, there are 2 techniques that are out there that exist, allowing apartment dwellers or people living in apartments or in condos that don't have access to water or can't reach the garden hose if it's too far off in the building, or again, if you live in a city or a country where there are heavy water restrictions, well, you need to find an alternative to wash your car. So the first one is a waterless wash. Now, don't be scared, guys. If done properly, they will not scratch your paint because they contain a lot of emulsifiers and lubricants that are in there to make sure that all the dirt gets encapsulated, lifted off the surface, and it helps you glide all that stuff off with your microfiber towels without scratching the paint. So a waterless wash product like this one, well, it allows you to essentially wash your vehicle without using water. So no water implicated at all. You basically spray the product on, let it dwell a bit, and then you're gonna wipe off using a plush and dry and clean microfiber towel. So you're gonna roll the towel in one direction, and then you're gonna use another clean side of the towel to wipe again in one direction. Always do it in straight lines, work from top to bottom as you would with a traditional 2-bucket wash method. And you're gonna flip your towel and always use clean sides. So you're gonna need a lot of clean towels, of course, to make sure you wash the car. But this allows you to wash the car indoors if you don't have access to free-flowing water, or again, if you don't wanna make a mess indoors by spraying water all over the place. So these are great alternatives. Again, there are many tutorials on my channel for waterless washes and for the next option, which is a rinseless wash. So this is one of the good ones out there. This is Optimum Polymer Technologies No Rinse, so ONR. So this is a rinseless wash. So it's a product, essentially, it's a very high performance product that you'll add into a bucket with 3, 4, or 5 gallons of water. Just follow the dilution ratios that are on the bottle itself. And you'll bring your bucket next to your vehicle, and you'll use either the big red sponge that is made for that, or again, your favorite microfiber towels, or your favorite microfiber wash mitt, regardless of what media or wash media that you guys are using. Again, these types of products will encapsulate and lift the dirt off the surface and safely allow you to clean your vehicle that way. And again, you're using very small amounts of water. In this case, again, it's a no rinse or rinseless wash technique because you don't need to rinse the vehicle after washing it. You're just going to use a secondary dry and clean microfiber towel to buff off, and that's it. You're good to go. Again, these techniques I recommend only for lightly to moderately soiled vehicles. So if your car is very, very dirty, well, I still recommend a traditional wash with 2 buckets and free-flowing water. So step number 4, if you guys need to wash your vehicle outside, well, of course, make sure you do it on a day where it's not freezing. And contrary to the usual recommendations that I give to always wash your vehicle in the shade and at the end of the day or at the very beginning of the day, that way you never work in direct sunlight, well, it's a bit of the opposite during the cold winter months. You want to work as close to midday as possible to make sure you get the sun's warmest rays to help, of course, keep the paint warm. And also in your wash buckets, make sure that you use warm water. That way when you're washing the vehicle, well, all that warm water is going to warm up the paint even more and allow for a better clean, a better wash. And of course, it's going to be awesome for your hands. Always make sure you also wear some gloves. And when you're wearing nitrile gloves, well, what you guys can do, because these are very stretchable, wear some thin winter gloves underneath, and then over top of your winter gloves, then put your nitrile gloves, and that way you're gonna have the best cleaning experience possible. All right, so step number 5 is cleaning your rubber floor mats. So of course, during the winter months, you guys probably switch over your normal fabric mats for some rubber floor mats. And of course, they also get dirty. They have all sorts of grime and dirt that gets embedded over time, and some salt, road salt or calcium that gets dried up, and they just look disgusting. So you can also detail, of course, and clean those. And the way to do it, So you can first rinse off your floor mats, and then you can use an APC or all-purpose cleaner that you spray generously on the surface. There are some dedicated tire and rubber cleaners that you can also use. So these are great cleaners for rubber floor mats. You have different types of degreasers. So there's Meguiar's Super Degreaser. I like this Super Clean, diluted 1:3 or 1:4 with water. So you basically spray any type of your favorite cleaner on top of the surface. And then you're going to use a bristle brush, just like this, or any other brush that you guys have, to brush the product on the surface. You get that lather going. It's going to lift all that dirt, and then you're going to be able to rinse that away. Of course, make sure you dry your mats thoroughly. And what you can do to give them that ultimate detailed look is to apply a dressing on them. But of course, make sure it's a dressing that leaves a matte finish and it's non-greasy, because of course, for security purposes and safety reasons, you don't want to have slippery mats. So what I like is Stoner Trim Shine. So this one here applies in an aerosol form. It's very, very easy to apply. You apply a light coat of this, it's going to restore that OEM dark matte black look to your rubber floor mats. And what I do is then I knock off the overall shine with a microfiber towel to also remove the excess. And this is, of course, well, a non-greasy kind of product, which is very important. So step number 6, well, the final step is a safety tip, of course, for your paint work. We all have to use snow brooms or snow brushes to remove the snow from our paintwork, of course, or from the body of the car. So what you can do to minimize the amounts of scratches or swirls is to buy a brush kind of like this one that has feathered tips. So let me bring this closer. Now this here is super soft. Some of the cheaper brushes, well, they just have these stiffer nylon bristles and they're not feathered at the end. So of course they can scratch the finish. So what I like is brushes that have feathered finishes like this. This is super soft, even for my hands. So it minimizes, of course, the chances of applying scratches and swirls to the paintwork, which is always a good thing. Another preventative security measure that you guys can take is to wrap your brush, there you go, around with a microfiber towel. You're going to use an elastic band to tie it up, and there you go. Now you have a super soft finish. And of course, gently brush your paint. Don't be aggressive. Go in straight lines. And what I like to do is, of course, to don't apply my body's pressure to the paintwork, because your zippers onto your coat or onto your pants can scratch the finish. So don't lean on to the paintwork, that's very important. So you're barely gonna skim the surface with your brush, so you can gently lift the snow off the paintwork. So guys, in the comment section under the video, let me know what other car detailing tips you guys have for the winter months. Also, again, I'll make sure to include all the links to the products and tools used in this video. I'll drop those in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. If you like this kind of video, show me your support by smashing the thumbs up button. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button that's found under this video, and that way you'll subscribe to my channel and continue to learn more about the car detailing world. So detailing tutorials, tips, tricks, techniques, all sorts of products and equipment reviews. And of course, stay tuned as always for the next awesome video. Again, guys, thanks for being there. Thanks for being faithful to the Pan TheOrganizer channel. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you guys on the next one.